Dun, 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 dun. You are listening to the M.K.P podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the
Hello,
M.K.P
people.
podcast. We've finally
Hello.
reached double digits. We
Hey.
actually managed it.
We've done it.
We didn't
Yeah.
end at 3. We actually got to 10.
We did it.
If you don't know who we are, I am one of your hosts. I am award-winning short film writer, director, and producer, Matt. We're joined by drummer for the band Undamaged Destiny, very talented, Mr. Paul.
Yes.
And we're joined also by Kush.
Hey, big man.
Anyway, with introductions.
I don't have like a little tag sort of head of me, but I'll get one soon. Don't worry.
Honestly, I feel like I've messed myself up there because I feel like I've like really bigged myself up.
You know what? Screw it. I should be the letterbox champion. That's what that's it.
You
That's
are.
what it
You are.
is. It should be that. Next time I get to letterbox champion.
We're talking about letterbox champion Kush. There we go. Episode 10, lads.
10 double digits.
We actually made it.
Yeah,
I can't believe it. Just like to thank the viewers.
I want to thank India. I want to thank India for their viewing because
all of our Indian, all of our American listeners.
Yep, thank you, America.
Just like to thank. Who else can we thank? The UK listeners.
Yep.
Thank our computers for
follows us on Facebook, Instagram. We'd like to thank Anchor for hosting the podcast. And we won't be thanking SoundCloud.
Yay!
Screw SoundCloud.
10 seconds.
We're going to get a cease and desist at this rate from SoundCloud. If we're not
I think
careful.
this should be the last reference of SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Before anything else goes beyond.
Well, speaking of which, I've actually got a tier list lined up for us today, boys, before we start anything.
Yeah.
So I thought, 10 episodes in,
Yes.
let's do a very unique tier list, something only we can do.
So
I have prepared a tier list of all 9 previous episodes, and we're going to rank them.
It's gonna be good. That's actually
It's going to be pretty fun.
I'm
It
going
will be.
I look back because my memory's bloody terrible.
memory lane. Yeah.
So we've got 5 tiers. We have elite, a good listen, decent, kind of stinky, and a bottom tier. SoundCloud.
Oh no! Oh no!
It brings me back.
We're so sorry, SoundCloud. Anyway, episode 1, pelvic sorcery.
That has to be an elite. I'm
That
sorry.
has to be an I'm sorry, that has to be an
It's got to be elite, right?
pelvic
It has-
surgery is just the best.
It was a good kickoff to the podcast.
Mm.
We had the first letterbox quiz. It's
did,
just
Yeah, it's
such
the
a good,
start of
such a
every-
good episode. We had audio issues. Oh, it's such a throwback.
That was a throwback as well, but now look at where we are today.
We still don't have perfect audio. And
We don't have
we're still doing
perfect, but it's
letterbox
getting
quiz. It's 10
We-
episodes in.
still learning.
Episode number 2, Gordon Ramsay approves.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm just going to step back from this.
Of course, this was the first 2-man podcast.
Oh, I would put decent then, because I would say decent.
I'd go decent as well.
What did we even do on this one? I don't remember.
I think the first time you did the food one, and then
We
like
did the food tier list. We did an MCU tier list and a food tier list. I don't remember what else we talked about, to be honest.
No, I don't remember as well. Actually, to be honest,
I kind of want to put it in kind of stinky, just because it's not all 3 of us.
Yeah, go on, yeah, go on then.
Because it became the MK podcast for the Milton Keynes podcast. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stick it in. I kind of want to stick it in kind of stinky. But
But I can agree with you. I will say just because it was a 2-man podcast, yeah. Go on then.
that's so sweet.
it's somewhere between it's a good kind of stinky.
Yeah.
It's the best kind of stinky we could have put.
Yeah.
It's the good kind of stinky.
It's good kind of stinky. Episode 3, Strange Statues, straight into SoundCloud.
Really?
I do not like this episode. I can't even place what's bad about it. This is probably our most boring episode, if I'm honest.
What did we even do in that? I can't even remember. Other than
I don't remember. You did the food tier list.
yeah,
Yeah,
Did
you
I?
did it by yourself though, because we'd already done it.
yeah.
We talked about the monoliths and stuff that were popping up. Remember when those?
I remember. Yeah, that was a bit of a stink.
Yeah,
It's not an episode that's aged well, really. Because
it
ended up being nothing.
Yeah.
It was the
I
most.
don't remember what else we did. We just did the food tier list again.
I think there was a bit of politics in there, but it was probably the most we've done because
I think that was I think around this episode is when we decided let's just never talk about politics because
Yeah.
not interesting and we're not the right people to talk about it.
We will be talking about some today, so that hasn't exactly worked out very well.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, sort of.
Yeah.
Strange Statues. Paul, you're really funny in this episode, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're very funny in this episode. Chris, you're very quiet in this one.
I think I don't.
And then I listen back and I sound fucking bored this whole episode.
I don't remember. I think I was. I don't know why. I can't remember.
I think we should still put it in kind of stinky though, because it was still the right episode.
Lads, something has to take the hit. I think. Strange Statues.
We'll leave that one there.
I tell you what we did in this episode. We spent most of it just chatting shit about SoundCloud because this was the first one we did on Spotify.
Yeah.
This was our first Spotify episode.
So sorry, SoundCloud. We do apologise.
I think for that reason, it's just got to go into SoundCloud here. To be honest.
Yeah.
The M.K.P podcast Christmas special.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I really want to put it in.
I'm gonna put that under.
I think we were really excited for this one. I think it paid off. This was a very good one.
It was.
We did the chocolate tier list. Yep. We did
the
Christmas. We did the probably the best letterbox quiz because it was the one you could actually do.
It was not the best one because I lost in that one. I would put that under a good.
We had the special logo. We had the special intro.
And plus, it's Christmas.
Yeah, it came out on Christmas Eve, which kind of screwed us over because very little people listened to it until like a few days later.
Yeah.
We got I think we got very few streams on Christmas Eve. No one listened on Christmas Day. People didn't start listening to this one until like Boxing Day.
Yeah.
We kind of got screwed over by that, but
release it earlier next year. We'll film it on like the Thursday or Friday, and then
I think it's got to be Elite though. I really like
it. I agree with Elite.
I'll leave it up there as well. Yeah,
it's one of the only episodes I can go back and just like listen to regularly.
Yeah,
weird considering it's a Christmas special.
Yeah, it was. It's one of our strongest. It was.
Yeah,
great one.
Episode 5, R.I.P. Adobe Flash, the first episode of this year, and the first one that I'm not in.
Oh, I remember that one.
I'm going to go kind of stinky because it was.
I like this one. I think you two heard it. It's the shortest one though, which I think kind of knocks it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't really place what else she talks about other than Flash, but
I can't.
I don't remember actually. I know the Flash tier list like that. Yeah, I can't. That I'll put it under decent because I thought it was
decent. Actually, yeah.
I'd put this one in decent. I quite like this one. This one's probably different though because I can view this one as like a listener rather than a host.
Yeah.
I'm sure if we asked like anyone who's listened to all of these, they'd probably give different answers.
Yeah.
I'll put that one in decent. We'll put that one in decent. Yeah. Episode 6, spoilers.
Is that the WandaVision one?
What?
This is the one where we talked about Soul and WandaVision. I kind of want to put this one in kind of stinky.
I want this for decent actually because I still think it was quite a good one.
I feel like we didn't really have any content for this one. We just reviewed a movie and then 2 episodes of a TV show. That was
Was
pretty
that the
much
one
it.
where?
The movie
That
was
was-
very good.
Is that the one where my audio was so bad?
I
Did
think
that episode?
No, that would have been. That would have been either 7 or 8, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I know last. Alright.
But I think spoilers has got to go in either kind of stinky or decent.
I
I think I'm gonna maybe. I think it could go decent.
yeah.
I get where you come from with like we just didn't have context and everything,
Yeah.
but yeah, I do get you. But I would still say because like we actually had something to talk about and stuff. Like we did have quite a bit to talk about the show and stuff. So I'll say
Yeah, we did talk about Soul for like a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Into, like, Pixar and stuff. I think I could put it in decent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we just needed something else for that episode though to push it up because like we didn't have a tier list because we were doing too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have a quiz or anything, so we just had the reviews. Yeah. So there was like less like interactive stuff in that episode for like people listening. M.K.P. Global.
What was this the one where we talked about Star Wars? Because there was one where you went on. I think it was a good.
No, I think that was like Strange Statues or something. We talked about Star Wars Holiday, the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes.
Yeah.
M.K.P. Global. This was the one where we talked about how we had listeners in
India,
where the title comes from. Did we do the supermarkets tier list in this one?
I
think this is where we did the supermarket tier list. I'm gonna try and find the plan and see if I can find what we actually talked about in this one. All I can remember is that.
We haven't done much revision for this, have we?
No, we've forgotten all of our own episodes. That's pretty bad.
That's really bad, actually. Yeah, we're like 50 episodes up.
We talked about GameStop, and we did an MCU tier list.
Oh, that's got.
We did the MCU tier list where Paul said he was going to put everything in the top tier, and then he only put like 3 movies in the top tier.
I love the MCU. I love the MCU. Oh, what can I say?
I think this is a decent little episode. I think this one can go in a good
listen because
it's kind of it was like spoilers, but we added like the extra fit with the tier list. So I think we can. Yeah, I think that's good. Listen, I quite like M.K.P. Global.
Yeah. I think it was good just because we all actually did the tier list then because I remember me and you, Matt, we just did it and then it was just like.
Here's an interesting fun fact with. Here's an interesting fun fact with M.K.P. Global. This was the episode where I started to forget to announce new episodes out on our Facebook. So our Facebook went like 2-3 weeks without a new episode announcement.
Oh shit!
So fun fact for that one. Adam Sandler's magnum opus. This might just be my favorite episode.
Oh, that was a good episode actually. Oh shit, I remember that.
I love this episode. Probably because I spent half of it torturing you two.
Yeah.
This is the funniest one. Like this one made me laugh while I was editing it as well.
I think I'll put that under.
I would do it for that. I've got that one.
We genuinely had to take a break during this one because we were just laughing too much during the quiz.
You like have to cut loads of stuff because we waffled and
yeah. We did. We talked about how the PS5 scalping.
Oh shit!
PS5 could make scalping illegal.
And
we reviewed WandaVision. I think that's about it. I think we didn't really do much else because we didn't have anything planned for this week, so we kind of went in off the wall.
Pretty much.
I guess I would put that under a good listen. I'll say I would put that.
I think the only thing that knocks this episode down is me trying to finesse a draw at the end when Kush just straight up won.
I won, and
I wanted to like extend the episode time, so I finessed a draw. I think it can either go into good listen, maybe elite.
I have to go elite. I'm putting my vote elite because that was just.
To me, it's the funniest episode, but that just might be me.
Just the name was hilarious.
I think we can put that one in elite.
Yeah.
Schindler.
And M.K.P. Origins, our latest episode, other than this one.
I actually like that episode. I remember I like that episode actually. I do like.
Yeah, we talked about how we met, and how we started the podcast. Probably something we should have saved for this episode, but hey.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
We didn't have anything for news this week though, so our news segment was just dead because we just didn't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We reviewed episodes 7 and 8 of WandaVision, and we did the movie. We did the movie gross game.
I loved that game. That was actually really good. I really liked
good, other than the fact that I lost yet again. But
Yeah,
it happens.
I
It's such a
think
good game.
I think this episode could maybe go into decent, but I think you could argue it. If
Oh,
you
I
wanted
would
to
say
take a good
good.
listen.
I'd go good listen. I'd go good listen because we reminisce.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give that a good
I feel like we're ranking ourselves too highly because we've put like 5 episodes.
You say it like it's a bad thing. You say it.
We put 1 episode in the bottom tier. M.K.P. Origins. We'll put that one in a good listen.
Yeah.
So our final rankings is elite tier. We have Pelvic Sorcery, episode 1, episode 4, the Christmas special, and episode 8, Adam Sandler's Magnum Opus. I'm not going to say the rest of the titles. I'm just going to say the episode numbers. In a good listen, we've got episode 7 and episode 9. In decent, we've got 5 and 6. In kind of stinky, we've got 2, and in SoundCloud, we've got Strange Statues.
Yeah.
Tell you what this shows, boys. It shows that we peaked with the first episode, then we went downhill, and then we're slowly coming back again.
I feel like at the start we were just trying to like figure out how everything would like work and stuff. That's why some of them might be a stinker, but then as we progressed up, it just got better and better, and we still continued to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really like Pelvic Sorcerer. That episode is.
I love Pelvic.
It was the first one, and it's still our most popular episode, I believe, next to the Christmas special.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The Christmas special as well. Oh.
It's the ones with the letterbox quizzes. They're always the most popular ones. It's our most popular segment for a reason, clearly.
It's just such a pointless quiz in so many ways, but it's just so funny.
The quiz really means nothing. We're just laughing at people on an app that no one's heard of. But so, should we get into our news?
Yes.
Yes. There is
so
news.
We'll kick off. Burger King. First of all, I feel like I've got to make an announcement.
Sorry, this was.
I've made severe and continuous lapse of my judgment, and I do not expect to be forgiven. I'm here to apologize. I now know that Burger King should not be in Gordon Ramsay approves tier. It was a mistake.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I actively joined people in putting Burger King into. What was our bottom tier? I don't remember.
I can't remember the bottom tier, to be honest, but yeah.
Burger King. But yeah, Burger King. This is kind of a little bit of old news now. It's kind of been and gone, but essentially on International Women's Day, Burger King put out a statement on their Twitter. Strangely, because they put out 2 tweets, right?
Yeah.
Their first tweet was just simply "women belong in the kitchen," and then they put a second tweet out, talking about how like women can be. There's no women working in culinary jobs, but they're aiming to change that.
Get
more women in the workplace. It's like, why couldn't you just make that all one tweet? It would have been bad, but it would have been better than what you put out in the first place.
It was a risky marketing move.
To anyone who doesn't go to the replies, they just think Burger King's just calling out women.
Oh my god!
Twitter said
it's like, who in the marketing team thought that was a good idea?
Oh my god!
And what was even funnier was KFC Gaming tried to call them out afterwards by saying like the best time to delete this was when you posted it, and then they tried to call out KFC by being like, "Oh, we thought you'd stand with us." It's like what?
KFC standing with Burger King.
It's like how bad can your marketing department think that was a good idea?
This
KFC is top tier stuff. I'm sorry, but KFC is just amazing. Love it. KFC is still brilliant.
I don't think Burger King were aiming it to be sexist, but I really hope someone got fired for that.
Oh, whoever was probably marketing or whatever doing social media.
Like,
Jesus Christ.
Well, I shouldn't say I really hope someone got fired, but I'd imagine someone's probably been sacked for that, because how can you be such a world-known brand like Burger King and have a marketing department that thought that was a good idea?
Thing is, the first tweet had about, I think it was 10 times the likes of the second one, so that just shows a lot of people didn't go to the second one. And then we just like,
it's going to be that thing of, if you don't look at the reply to the first tweet, people are just going to think Burger King's being sexist. It's so dumb. Like, why would you?
I first read the article talking about it.
It wasn't even. Did they think the joke would go over? Did they think people would be like, "Oh yeah, the joke was worth it for the second half"? Like, it was just a bad joke.
I reckon someone started writing it. They accidentally sent the first part. Thought, shit, I'm supposed to do all of it, and then they quickly wrote the second part. Maybe.
I'll tell you what, it really gets worse when you think about it and read like their second tweet where they're actually like promoting women in the workplace and stuff. Yeah. They say like, "Oh, women belong in the kitchen." At least that's what we wish we could say. It's like, if you just followed up with that as well, it gets even worse.
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, but fuck Burger King anyway.
Yeah, fuck Burger
King. McDonald's is elite.
McDonald's
can join pelvic sorcery in elite tier.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
in other news, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle did an interview with Oprah, and there's literally nothing I could care about. I don't get why people are. I don't get why people are so obsessed with the royal family in the first place. I've never understood it. Even as a British person, I've never gotten the obsession with the royal family.
It's just them, though. I mean, they don't want media attention, but then they're going on the flipping Oprah Winfrey show. It just, it just doesn't make any sense.
I could not. I don't even know. I couldn't care less about the Harry and Meghan. I couldn't care less about the royal family in general.
Yeah, I don't as well.
One mix with royals, to be honest, but
the royal family seems just dodgy anyway. So
they are.
Yeah, they went on there. They chatted some shit or something. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
They accused people of racism, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did they even say and stuff like?
The royal family of racism.
Clearly, Piers Morgan wasn't happy because he stormed off GMB. Do you know what? Honestly, Piers Morgan as a human being is like the absolute worst. Like, he's genuinely a horrible person. But he is so funny, just with his like little petty rants and stuff, and how he just kicks off at the slightest thing. It's so funny to watch. He stormed off GMB because someone disagreed with him over the Harry and Meghan thing.
As much as it's like he's giving them more media attention because the media talks about it more when they talk about him, which I just think just stop.
Honestly, you know what's funny is you go back a few years. You go back like a year or so, I think, and there's like an interview of Piers Morgan with what's her name, Susanna Reid. Is that her name?
That is her name, yeah.
And he says like, "Oh, you watch the way I'm going to leave GMB one day is by storming off." Like,
my
it's literally what happened.
Oh my god!
Moment in his head.
And then he quit before they could sack him, just straight up. ITV were never going to sack him anyway. He's what brings in the ratings and
exactly
numbers. Like, they were never going to sack him. But
Good Morning Britain will never be the same.
It won't, to be honest.
It's just going to become like regular, like it's just going to be like a regular news at this point.
Yeah. Oh, worse than that. Yeah, I love him. He is funny.
Oh, Good Morning Britain's goated, honestly.
I watched that show, but I just can't be bothered anymore.
Some of the best British TV moments a lot of the best British TV moments have to have come out of Good Morning Britain at this rate.
Yeah.
Honestly, that show it's weird. It's so weird for news as well. It's so weird. Some of the guests they have on and stuff, like and then Piers Morgan's rants, of course, as well.
His rants are amazing, though. They are something.
Wonder who they're gonna get to replace him, though. Probably
someone called I don't know.
John Bob from down the street to read the local news. I don't know. But yeah, Piers Morgan unhappy. Meghan and Harry
unhappy.
Couldn't care less about it, but I couldn't care less about the royal family or anyone. I don't think anyone. Yeah.
Let's move on to some more news that people seem to care about way too much.
More important news.
Avatar has surpassed Avengers Endgame to once again become the highest grossing movie of all time. And people are really kicking off for some reason.
It's pretty impressive though, because you can. I think it was China. They re-released it.
And they re-released it in China, and in about a day or so, it overtook Endgame again to become the highest grossing.
It 8 million.
Honestly, if you've been on Twitter or Instagram in the last few days, people are really upset about this for some reason. People are really angry about it. Like, you go onto Avatar's Instagram page where they're saying, like, "Oh, thank you to Avengers for the congratulations." People are really kicking off, like, "How dare you re-release the movie? You are not as good as Avengers." It's like, calm down. It's like,
they're bound to release Endgame another time, and then it will probably surpass Avatar.
If it helps them feel better, Disney overtook Disney for Disney to have the highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Disney owns Avatar and Avengers. Disney wins either way. It's all the same company.
So there's no logic behind this. It's just
mad, isn't it? It's just it's crazy. We've got WandaVision, we've got Falcon and Winter Soldier as well. We've got Loki coming up. We've got more than the Avatar universe anyway. So
I mean, Avatar is getting 3 more sequels over the next year.
But that's going to take until 2028. So Marvel.
It's like I don't get why people are just so angry about it. It's like, like a year ago, I was like, oh yeah, Avengers to overtake Avatar, woo, because it was like a funny meme. But it's like people are genuinely upset that Avatar got re-released and overtook Avengers. Like, people are really triggered about it.
Endgame is still the second most high-grossing film.
It's still the second highest-grossing movie of all time.
Is Infinity War third place or fourth place as well? I'm pretty sure.
Like nothing. It's like, for all the people who were like annoyed that Avengers is still number 1. Nothing's going to overtake Avatar again. Avengers is going to remain the only film that could overtake Avatar. I don't think any movie, because you think about how much it took for Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah, because didn't Avatar releases as well back like a few months ago.
Avengers Endgame had to have a re-release to get past Avatar. You think about how much it took Avengers Endgame to overtake Avatar.
Yeah,
like realistically, nothing is going to overtake Avatar again. Avengers will have been one and only movie to have done it.
You're so right on that, and it's so impressive as well to think and like to complain.
Unless some like massive, like amazing, sent from the gods movie comes out that everyone in the world goes to see and unanimously loves to go see about 5 times a day, comes out, nothing is going to overtake Avatar or Avengers again.
Marvel. I think it won't be Marvel because, like, with films, they've lost their hype. I mean, the series are great, but I think with films
it's like even then you look at like the list of some of the films that couldn't overtake, like Star Wars returning after 10 years couldn't overtake Avatar.
Although they were pretty shocking films.
Yeah, but The Force Awakens, when that comes out, was massive. That was everywhere. Like, I talk to people who have never seen another Star Wars movie, but they've seen that one.
Really?
And it's like, if that couldn't overtake Avatar, then and Avengers was the only movie to do it, then let's be realistic, nothing is going to do it again. Avengers Endgame will have that honor of being the one and only movie to have surpassed Avatar.
Endgame was an event. It wasn't even a film. It was an event. It was a once in a lifetime.
Technically, it was a film, but
I call it an event because the fact that people just flocked to the cinema at 12 o'clock in the morning to watch it as soon as it came out. I was one of those people, and
it's like people are genuinely angry about it because they're like, oh, well, now Avatar is the highest grossing, so like now they've taken that from Avengers, and it's like Avengers can't be good. It's like it's still the same film. It's just a number.
Not like the story before it was like highest grossing. So what if it's not possible?
It's like people are genuinely out here in 2021 amidst coronavirus getting angry because a Disney film overtook a Disney film with a number.
It just sounds sad, you know. It just sounds really sad.
It's really sad. Like,
it just sounds so like
there's better things to worry about.
Yeah.
People are really getting angry about it. They're like, you cannot release in China again after everything of it. And it's like, calm down, man. It doesn't change the film.
It doesn't.
It's like these people didn't like Endgame before this happened. It's like
I don't know why. I don't even know why it's become so fashionable to hate Avatar over the last few years.
It's a good movie.
Other than maybe James Cameron making some controversial comments here and there.
Yeah,
I don't think people like really love to hate on Avatar.
Like, what did James Cameron say? Is he a racist?
He said, well, like, I'm talking more about like Marvel fans. Like James Cameron said like 3 years ago that he hates Marvel films and like they're not cinema. And he's like, that's maybe the only reason I can think like diehard Marvel fans will like hate James Cameron.
Actually, that's annoying me a little bit, to be honest, because come on, Marvel's brilliant.
But it's like
it's still
just an opinion. But
if you don't even want to look at the Disney thing, then if you don't even want to talk about like the Disney film and say like, oh, it doesn't matter because Avatar was technically Fox. Then here's another way of looking at it. The Zoe Saldana film overtook the Zoe Saldana film for the Zoe Saldana film to have the highest grossing number of all time.
I'm not in much of Endgame though, so
she's still in it. She's still in it. It doesn't matter.
I saw her Instagram and I was like, well, that's a win for her then. Like, it's a win-win.
Honestly, I think she could probably be in like. I don't know if this will be a controversial statement, but I feel like she could be in the running for one of the greatest actresses of all time at this point.
I can see why you say that.
I mean, really think about it. Like, out of the 5 films that have passed 2 billion, she's in 3 of them. Like, she's the only actress ever to have been in 5 billion, 3 billion, even dollar films. So she's winning at life.
She's doing
that with the dollar, and
But people are angry at Avatar. Whatever, like it's.
If you like Endgame, you like Endgame. It's how much it gets money-wise shouldn't really matter.
Avatar overtaking Endgame again doesn't change Endgame as a film.
No.
It's still a very convoluted and messy film with an amazing finale. It doesn't change anything about Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame isn't even like the best Marvel film. Like, let's be honest, Infinity War better.
I prefer Infinity War.
But nobody's crying because Infinity War didn't overtake Star Wars, Titanic, and Avatar. It's like, I don't get why people are so triggered about Avatar going over Endgame.
Yeah, it's just like when you have no life outside of like movies, you just die inside. Yeah. And
Marvel fans get in like
it's
triggered.
good to be a fan of this stuff. It's good to be like passionate, but to the point where you're actually gonna like cry about. And it literally surpassed Endgame by a couple $1 million, but out of a load of $1 billion. It's not that.
It overtook Endgame by about $10,000, something like that.
It was maybe 10,000. It really wasn't a lot. So Endgame is close. And
was it 10,000 or was it?
You were, sorry.
Was it 10 million?
That's right. But yeah, it's like 10 million out of what? 200 billion.
It's like 10 million sounds like a lot, but when it comes to like movie gross, 10 million isn't really that much.
It's pennies.
It's a lot still, but it's like, for like a massive film like Avatar, it's not much.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're ranting.
Cast Avatar as well. Which,
Congrats, James Cameron, for once again becoming highest grossing director. He's got Titanic used to be highest grossing.
Titanic.
That as well. Like,
I'm not a fan of Titanic, I will admit, but
I will admit I've never actually seen it.
you've never watched it. It's a good film, but I wouldn't say it's like brilliant. So not a fan wasn't quite the right word, but yeah, still a good film. And yeah, you know what he's doing, James Cameron, quite clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also had that submarine that went really deep as well, didn't he? James Cameron.
Did he?
Yeah, like years ago. He's very into like marine life, I believe. But yeah, so yeah, big up James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Avengers Endgame is still like
Second
movie. It's not the second best Marvel film, let's be honest.
No, I would say Infinity War and Guardians beat Endgame, and then perhaps Endgame. Even then,
I think a few beat Endgame to be Endgame is like a grand movie, but it's kind of like the finale is the best part where they do the big battle at the end. Like other than that, Avengers Endgame's a very messy, convoluted movie.
It reminds me a bit of Jurassic Park in a way where things just happen. It's got no like solid structure. Things just happen. It's still a good movie, but it's I get what you mean. It's things just don't really happen. There's no solid structure. It feels that way.
Anyway, while we're on the topic of the MCU, it's time to talk about WandaVision. Now,
for this, Matt,
spoilers ahead, obviously, once again. Spoilers. If you've not seen the finale yet, but you probably have. If you haven't, turn off now.
Yeah.
We are about 2 weeks late to this. Like, this is still old news, but oh well. This is going to be a pretty controversial one, I think. So, take it away first.
But I'm looking forward to this.
Would you two like to take it away first? Then I'll give my thoughts.
Okay, so I would say I kind of do like I did like the last episodes and stuff. I'm building up, and I can see it just from there. It was building up towards Doctor Strange and the whatever the film is called, the Doctor Strange movie. I can definitely see that. I think it was not bad ending actually. I really do like. Like they went with this kind of horror sort of like theme sort of to it. I guess I do like it. I do really like it. Yeah.
It was. I'll tell you what though. What one thing disappointed me was I was really hoping Doctor Strange would be in there, or there'd be some small. Yeah. Like that, to be fair, the end credit scenes, because when it was, what was that thing, the shadowing thing that Doctor Strange does? She was doing that at the end.
Yeah, in the cabin and that,
Yeah, but no, the fight scene was absolutely brilliant, to be honest. And I thought it was very, very emotional. Although, I just sort of think with Agatha, it was just sort of, she was just there. That's my problem. She was just there. There was no.
You think she was kind of like a little bit weak or something?
I just feel like she was plonked in at the last moment to have a final battle. As good as the battle was, it just felt she was just rather than it just felt that way. But still a good episode, and very emotional, very emotional.
I love the reveal of Scarlet Witch. That
was brilliant. And the costume as well. Like, she looks stunning, by the way, in that costume, and it suits her so well.
Also, with that whole vision thing as well.
Yeah.
That was something. I feel like we will see.
I think he got his memories, but he's going to get his memories back, and he's going to become vision. Whether he stays white, the color white or not, I think, we're going to see him again, I think. I'm very excited for Multiverse Man. It's going to be a good one.
Yes.
Now, before I begin, I would like to very clearly state my thoughts on this episode are not hindered or altered by my theories, because I know there's been a lot of people saying like, "Oh, you didn't like it. If you didn't like WandaVision, it's because like Doctor Strange didn't show up." I'm happy with the fact that nothing I predicted coming true. That doesn't affect me. I think it's good that they probably didn't have Doctor Strange show up, because it probably would have made it more confusing than this episode already really was.
very true.
Yeah, okay,
Now,
I get what
I
you
would
mean,
like
yeah.
I would like to preface beforehand. I think WandaVision was an amazing show. It
Mhm.
was so different, and it was so clever and unique, and it was so what the MCU needed. It was like a fresh
Yeah.
shot in the arm.
Yeah.
From episodes 1 all the way to about episode 4, it was like, okay, well, you know, they've got the little sitcom thing going, but there's still hints of the MCU in there, but it's a different side of the MCU. It's not the usual big bang explosions, grand finale, everything has to be huge.
Mm.
Whatnot.
And
The next few episodes, they really started to introduce some new ideas that really made me excited for the rest of the show. Like when they dropped in Pietro.
Oh,
I'll get to that in a minute. When they
yes.
dropped in Pietro and they introduced Agatha, and it really seemed like they were introducing some really cool concepts. They could have worked in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's what they've got to work in next for the Doctor Strange, which this show leads into. And up until that last episode before episode 9, episode 8, where they're going back over Wanda's life, I thought was such an interesting and good look at grief and loss, and how much it was like a character study of just how much she's lost.
Yeah.
I thought that was good for the MCU, because again, it's not big bang, explosions, superhero fights, everything exploding, boom, boom, everything has to be grand, and you can't tell what the fuck is going on.
And really explore Wanda's feelings in the films as well.
And I think when the MCU gets stuff like that right, it gets it right really well, and they did get it really well, and they really built up Agatha Harkness as this weirdly different villain. Like, what's she after? Why is she here? And she was very interesting.
Yeah,
she was very.
And then they introduced White Vision as well, which was like a cool. Okay, well, there's something to come there. Now, got into the final episode, and I'm gonna be straight up honest. I really, really wanted to like this episode. But I didn't love it, and I'm not even sure if I really liked it, in all honesty. I really don't think I liked this episode, like, whatsoever. There was very little in this episode that I thought was good. Granted, I will credit where credit's due. There was some cool bits in this episode. Wanda's costume, obviously, was great. Great imagining of the Scarlet Witch costume. That was cool. Billy and Tommy still being maybe alive at the end was a cool. The post-credit scene with her in the cabin was very good.
Yeah,
that was good.
Just that post-credit scene, not the other one. I'll get into why later.
Yeah.
And what else? The library scene was fantastic with the two visions in the library.
That was good. Yes.
That scene was incredibly good. I love that scene. Now,
I'm loving it.
Oh yeah, and the scene where she says goodbye to her children and Vision. That was also a very good climax. That was probably the best possible ending for those characters and that version of the world they could have done. And when she says goodbye to Billy and Tommy as well was very, very sad. And then when she says goodbye to Vision, that was probably the best way they could have done that.
Yeah.
That's where my positives with this episode end. Now, I'll get into what I don't like the most about this episode. And what really, there was nothing that really like outrightly I hated in this episode, except for one scene that genuinely annoyed me more than it should have. I've kind of mellowed on it a little bit now.
Yeah.
But you're telling me halfway through the series, you have the big plot twist where you introduce one of the most popular characters from your other franchise that you now own. You lead on fans for weeks, saying that he's this character, building up their hopes, leading them on, making them think, oh yeah, it's Quicksilver, it's this, that. You get to the final episode, you have unlimited things you could do with this character. You literally could do absolutely bloody anything with him. And you threw away every single option for a penis joke that wasn't even funny.
I agree. Actually, that was very disappointing.
Was it technically the three villains were wasted? They really didn't need White Vision in here whatsoever.
Yeah.
The sword general guy, what was his face?
I can't remember.
I can't remember his
Howard.
face.
I think his name's like Howard.
I don't remember. Something beginning with an H.
I can't remember.
But, like, he was
I did
such, like,
characters, to be honest.
They were really trying to turn him into like a. He's getting more angry and more into a villain because the situation's out of control.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't meant to be just like a generic, oh, I'm army, so I'm bad kind of guy.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like the situation was out of control. He was going to do what was necessary that Monica Rambeau wasn't willing to do.
Yeah.
But then at the end, they just turn him into a generic mustache twirling villain who shoots kids.
Yeah. Because they've done it where he's not purposely being bad, and there's more emotion to it. It's more creative.
He just turns into a generic army bad shoot children to them.
Yes,
like,
shoot kids.
What a waste. And then Agatha was a waste as well. She was a letdown. She just becomes a generic I want your power so I can rule the world villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
She gets Thanos at the end.
Yeah.
Like, Wanda beats her essentially the same way Tony beat Thanos by just outsmarting her and then taking
it was exactly the same. It was basically
the exact same way Tony beat Thanos. So
you know what? I do like Monica Rambeau. I like her.
I like Monica Rambeau.
And and I like how
you didn't get to see much of her powers though. I know you're going to see more of them.
I tell you what, though, after that, I think what it was, I feel like I might be burning out on the MCU because the show was so unique and so cool, but just like the fact that the show's finale was just like a big fight in the sky with them just shooting energy beams at each other and punching each other, and it's just so generic and basic for what the show was.
All that started so creative, they could have done something a bit more emotional.
It started from so like creative and different to just very generic, formulaic. Oh, it's the MCU, big
at
the end.
That's what I was rooting for because a lot of
and Wanda's the good guy, so the fact that she tortured all these people doesn't matter because she's still the good guy. So she gets a free pass for some reason.
I mean, I do have a lot of sympathy for her. Obviously, because of what she's gone through, but making her sort of an anti-hero for a bit more of a permanent time, and maybe the multiverse of madness would be her getting redemption and stopping the Hex rather than just.
It's like it's like the idea of you're meant to feel sorry for Wanda, but it's hard to feel sorry for Wanda when someone she was torturing was literally begging to die halfway through the episode. It's like you don't feel sorry for Wanda still. I still see her as a villain of this show.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
She just spent 9 episodes torturing people because she couldn't get over a dead boyfriend.
Well, I do have a lot of sympathy for her, but it is true that she was torturing people, and they've just
and then she just gets away with it scot-free at the end. Like they just let her go. They're like, oh yeah, well you're Avenger, so bye. And she's like, oh thanks, good to see ya. Cheers, and she just flies away. And then that's it, and that's how it ends.
It's going to bite her on the ass because obviously the people in the town were not happy. So someone's going to do something.
Oh, I hope so. Honestly, she should have been. She should have been ultimately the villain that they go in to take down.
Yeah.
Agatha Harkness was really just kind of a waste of time in this series.
I think she was genuinely a waste as well.
I feel like this finale could have been so unique and so like good for the MCU, but it just becomes generic MCU at the end.
Yeah, it just got.
And then the other end credit scene where they're setting up Captain Marvel 2, and it really doesn't fit. It really feels out.
No, I think we can just already see how it's going to happen. Like, I don't know if you know, like during if anyone made reference to Captain Marvel, Monica had like a weird reaction to it or something.
And then so they're talking about Nick Fury, obviously, when the Skrull says he wants to see you.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about Nick Fury because, of course, from Far From Home, he sees up in space.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just felt like the scene was kind of out of place.
It just doesn't. It's nothing to do with Wanda. That's
it kind of just feels like they shoved it in there. to be like, oh yeah, don't forget Captain Marvel 2. It feels the tone shift. There's like a massive tone shift in
No one can give a damn about Captain Marvel either. It's just like, why have it in there?
Yeah. And then, what was the point of Jimmy Woo and Darcy being in this show, by the way? Jimmy Woo did nothing this entire series, and then Darcy acted as like the audience member, but then she just fucks off in the finale. They're just like, oh yeah, she couldn't be asked to stick around, so she left.
I mean, I love but they had basically nothing to do.
They were just glorified cameos, essentially. They didn't do anything.
Yeah. I think it was just laziness, to be honest.
At least with Monica. At least Monica made sense.
Yeah, because it was getting her power.
Like, she actually played an integral role in the show.
Yeah.
Jimmy Woo, all he did in this show was just call some friends to come and arrest
friends who didn't really do
bad guy. His friends didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And all Darcy did was essentially act as like, the audience members talking about the show.
At the end.
She didn't do anything.
You know what?
And then at the end, they just straight up saying she couldn't be bothered to stick around, so she left. It was a disappointing finale, in all honesty, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree on.
Unfortunately, it might be made up for in the next couple of films, but I highly liked it.
In my opinion, like, again, if you liked it, then more power to you. Like, honestly, I thought for just how unique WandaVision was, this finale was so disappointing.
Too much.
And Ralph Boner is the dumbest scene.
That was
the dumbest payoff.
Thing is, it's like, you know, them penguin jokes where they're just not funny, but it makes you laugh. It reminds me.
It didn't even make me laugh. That was the problem.
I'm gonna be honest.
Not funny.
Yeah, I didn't.
I had a little laugh. It
makes me laugh a little bit now because I think about just how dumb it is.
Yeah.
When I was watching, I was just like, was that it? Was that the payoff?
I laughed and then I just thought, hang on a second.
Evan Peters in for that.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great. He fits the part so well, and it's like, why are you wasting?
What are your overall final thoughts on the show, lads?
We
need to move on. So,
I would say I can see your opinion and I can see where you're coming from and everything. And I would say it was a good show and stuff at the start of the beginning, but I could agree on you and say, the ending was just a bit of like laziness, a bit, you know.
I think I think if I was like give the show a score, I think I'd give it like like an IMDb score. I think I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, 7 or an 8 out of 10. The show starts very good. It gets so much better. It gets to a really good point, and then the finale just kind of crashes under the weight of the rest of the show. And the finale just kind of comes to like a bit of a wet fart of an end. But,
pretty much.
I can agree with you on that. Actually, I'll give it a 7 to be honest as well.
I think I'd give it about a 7, maybe an 8, because when the show was good, it was really good.
It was so good, yes.
And Agatha all along is still a bop, even if the character even if the character is crap, the song is still a pop.
Yes. I'll give it an 8 for that. I'll give it an 8.
I think overall,
Agatha all along is a 10 out of 10. WandaVision's a 7.
No, Wanda's a 1, and then 10 out of 10 for the song. Come on, great stuff. No, overall score for this, I might go with 9. It was going to be 10 it's going to be 10 out of 10, but that finale just drags it down. I think I'm going to be 9.
I'm not really excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier, if I'm honest, but we'll still watch it anyway.
Yeah, I don't feel the hype, to be honest, right now.
I'm more excited for Loki than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh,
yes.
Loki
looks good.
Yeah,
and you have to introduce the multi stuff eventually because Loki takes place in the multiverse.
Yeah.
This is Loki in a different universe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah.
Because this is the Loki who survives Endgame with the Tesseract.
Yeah. The new timelines and like new universes, aren't they?
Yeah. So this is Loki from a different universe. So you've got to. It's like people are like, oh, they couldn't set up the multiverse in WandaVision. It's like, well, when are they going to introduce it? Because they've got to introduce it soon. Bloody Loki takes place in the multiverse.
They'll probably do it through Loki.
Now we're looking at this. I think Doctor Strange has to be a hit. It has to be. It has to be a hit.
The makeup for the failures of the finale of Wonder, or MCU's just going to crash.
Yeah,
it's already.
I feel like the MCU needs to do something. They need to do more stuff like WandaVision, but not pay it off with the big generic MCU battle at the end. And I know people do love the big generic MCU battles, but it's like it's starting to get to a point where that becomes boring.
Yeah,
I can agree with you on that. Yeah.
When WandaVision's doing the sitcom stuff and the funny stuff and the character stuff, it's really good. But when it does the generic MCU stuff, that's when you lose interest because it's like we've seen this before.
Films, isn't it? The films are the big blockbusters, and then your series are the clever stuff. But
even that, it's like how much do you like? We see the big generic MCU fights so much. It's like, and they never tried to put anything different. They never tried to make the fights different. It's like, except for maybe like Black Panther. That fight was pretty cool, but the CGI kind of ruined that one.
Yeah.
It's like when they do big MCU fights, they can do them really well. But when you just do a generic, boring one, like we saw in the WandaVision finale, it's just like it kind of brings it down a bit.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
But anyway, we need to move on because otherwise we're going to talk about WandaVision too much.
Yeah,
and we have one more segment to get to. One I've been very excited for. This is going to end up making our podcast. This episode the longest one. I know we say that every week at this point.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, may I reintroduce you to the Letterboxd review quiz, the original version. 15 bad reviews of genuinely good movies, of movies people like.
Yeah.
Paul, are you ready?
Damn straight, I'm ready.
Are there any words you would like to say to your opponent?
Kush, I'm going to crush you in battle. I'm going to destroy you in war.
well, you see, now, Paul, I might need to tell you something because that's kind of interesting you say that. Because there's something Kush and I haven't told you, and that's that Kush isn't your opponent tonight for the Letterboxd quiz.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a new challenger entering the Thunderdome.
There is a new challenger.
And it's me. What that was. Hello, I'm your opponent tonight, Paul.
Yes, so as you heard it.
I can't believe this. So Kush has a couple of quizzes in
Kush is finally the quizmaster.
The quizmaster, the champion. The champion
is now the quizmaster.
Is the quizmaster.
Now we'll crown an interim champion.
A treat for all of you people here today. There's 2 people here, but all of you people will count.
So Paul and I Kush and I got talking the other day, and I said, "Oh, let's make this interesting. Let's have you do the Letterboxd quiz." And he said, "Oh yeah, I'm down for it." And I am not looking for. Well, I am looking forward to this, but I'm also not because I know I'm going to get battered in this. I'm not going to take
it. You've seen me lose 3 times, so I have some faith.
Because you're going to keep score as we go, or do you want me to?
I'm disappointed in you guys. I'm so disappointed.
I will keep it. I'll keep the scores. I'll keep everything. So you know the rules: 15 movies, good movies. 15 bad reviews. All you got to do is guess the movie.
I'll get to it. I've got to cry.
We need our one reveal, Kush. Don't forget.
Yes. I've got that. And as Matt would say, I don't know how he would say, but your movie, one of the movies, is Soul.
Ooh, okay.
One of the movies is Soul. So, are you guys ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm going to destroy you, Paul.
I'm going to watch you cry.
I have been waiting for this for 10 episodes.
I've been sharpening.
I am ready
for 2 years.
I know how these Letterboxd quizzes work. I am ready.
I'm going to lick my armpits. I don't know why I said that.
Anyway,
okay, just get into it. Get into it.
I'm not the best. I'm reading to start. I am dyslexic, just by the way. But don't worry, I will try my best.
You're in the fucking club.
Anyway, First one, number one. Right. This is from the Rambling Gambling Cliff Booth.
Rambling
Gambling.
The name is the Rambling Gambling.
How many stars did he give it? How many stars did he give it?
Obviously, 1 star. And he says, hey, let's waste the sequel on being political and trying to influence the next coming election. Fuck off with the politics already, Hollywood.
Ooh.
Can you give me like a year?
It's a sequel full of politics.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Soul then.
What did Rambling Gambler Cliff Booth say?
Oh, he just sounds like he's from Texas as well.
He
just sounds like
he sounds like he sits eating fried chicken in one hand, shooting people with the other.
Oh, this is good.
Sequel. I kind of think it might be a Marvel film.
Ooh.
I kind of feel like it could be Winter Soldier.
Ooh. Okay.
I feel like that's the most political Marvel sequel I can think of. Again, this is if it's a Marvel sequel.
Hang on, can you read out the review again? Because I'm pretty sure there's just something about elections in there.
Right. So he says, hey, let's waste the sequel on being political and trying to influence the next coming election. Fuck off with the politics already, Hollywood.
I'm going to go with Avengers Endgame because I know there was a gay person in that and people weren't happy. Well, some people weren't happy about it. And I'm going with Endgame.
You're going with Avengers? What you say, Matt?
Oh, I don't think it's going to be Avengers Endgame. I don't think you'd throw that in as the first one. Oh, this is interesting. Plus, Avengers Endgame, people would be like, oh, it's not like they would though. I don't know, I kind of...
You can just stick with what Paul says if you can't think of one.
Nah, because I don't think Paul's got it right.
Oh, I see how it is.
I think Paul is wrong. I think Paul's wrong. Oh,
I'm going to have to read the answer, Matt.
I'm going to go with my original answer and say Captain America the Winter Soldier. I don't think it is, though.
Right, so you went with Captain America Winter Soldier and Paul says Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
You are both wrong. It was Borat, the sequel film.
What?
Borat. That was the second Borat movie.
Isn't that one of the most non-PC films you could possibly?
It's such I love
it. Going. I can't. Where are the politics in Borat 2?
Bro, I read the review and I was like, is this guy watching the right movie? Because I don't really know. Actually, well, it does have a little bit to it, but I don't know what this guy was about too much, fully. So, but anyway, we'll move on to that. Anyway, 0-0. That was the first one. Let's move on to the second one, and hopefully your brains will be working then. But anyway, this guy, 1 star, Sam B says, blunt forces trauma from Jonathan Franzen. Alex Wolff does some terrific work though.
Could you read it again? Sorry.
Yeah. Blunt forces trauma from Jonathan Franzen. Alex Wolff does some terrific work though. That's the review.
I no clue.
Wait, I thought this was supposed to be bad reviews. That's
it is a bad.
I mean, he said it's like blunt force trauma, so.
Then he also said terrific. I don't know about this one.
I'll read it to you again.
Yeah, go on.
1 star. And B says, blunt force trauma from Jonathan Franzen. Alex Wolff does some terrific work though.
I don't know, Chris.
I've got no clue, mate. Honestly, I've not got a Scooby.
You know what? Because I don't have a fucking idea, I'm just gonna go with Soul. Because if
do
in,
you know what? I'm going to say Soul as well because I've got no clue.
yeah, if in doubt,
Okay.
go with the clue.
If in doubt, just go with the one you know.
Okay, I might want to read the review one more time, but if you want to lock in Soul, that's fine.
I'm locking in Soul. Okay, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm looking in.
Well, you're both wrong, and that was Hereditary.
I've never seen Hereditary. So
You've never seen Hereditary?
I've not
Oh,
seen Hereditary.
okay,
So.
okay, that kind of makes sense, but it does say Alex Wolff is the part of, does.
I don't know if I want to see it now though, because apparently it's like blunt force trauma, and I don't want blunt force trauma. So,
I'll be honest with you, Matt.
but apparently Alex
Wolff.
Wolff is good in it. So.
Yeah, he's a terrific one, apparently.
I'll be honest with you, it is a good movie, so don't worry.
I mean, we're already off to a good start. We've already got 2 movies we haven't had before. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right. So
We're still at 0-0, but
yeah. So next one, 1 star. I don't know the name, so I'm not even gonna bother the name. This person says, "Thank you, Paul Rudd, for getting me through this dumpster fire."
I feel like this has got to be one of the Ant-Man movies.
It probably is.
I feel like it's going to be Ant-Man 2, because not Ant-Man 2. I feel like it's going to be Ant-Man 1, because people like Ant-Man 2 less.
Can you give me a clue of the kind of time period we're talking?
No.
No.
I feel like it's got to be Ant-Man, because I feel like people love Paul Rudd, but then there's people who are like, oh no, Ant-Man's shit, but Paul Rudd.
Oh, I'll read it again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul Rudd, for getting me through this dumpster fire.
I feel like it's I'm going with Ant-Man. I'm going with the first Ant-Man.
Okay. So Matt's going with Ant-Man, the first one. Paul, what do you say?
I'm gonna have to agree on Ant-Man, actually. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Ant-Man.
You're both wrong.
What?
That was Avengers Endgame.
What? Oh, I forgot he was in Avengers.
Well.
Why did I forget he was in Avengers?
And the dumpster. Oh, I sort of understand.
I was really hoping.
Do you know what's worse? Is I'm almost certain I've read that review before when I was finding reviews for the first one.
I tried to look at some, and I saw this, and I was like, you know what? I want to kind of give them like at least a point.
Yeah.
But failed. You failed to get. Oh,
if that was the one you were supposed to give us a point on, then we're doomed.
God damn it, guys. Come on. Anyway.
Oh, we're doomed. I understand why you two hate this now.
Yeah. I love this. I'm loving my job. Anyway, but it's still 0-0. We move
I'm
on.
never leaving the quizmaster chair again.
We move on.
Oh my
Right.
God.
So this is 1 star. I still don't know the name. These names are awful. But this person says men, and men.
Wait, they said men, and men.
The review is men, and more men.
Surely that's just.
Oh,
Men-
Magic Mike?
God.
So guys, what movie? Men, and more men.
See, no, I feel like this could be either 2 directions. I feel like this could either be something like really like homoerotic, like Magic Mike or something, or this could be like a feminist complaining that there's too many men in the movie or something, or like there should be more women characters.
Right,
Yeah.
I can tell you, a woman actually said this as well.
Oh, yeah, but then it could be a woman thirsting over Magic Mike character. I don't know.
Right.
A female has basically said this.
A female has said men 4 times. Yes.
She said men, and
No.
she said more at the end. She said
Do
more.
you know which female this was who said it?
Is Magic Mike even liked though? It's my only guess, so I'm gonna run with it.
You're gonna go with what movie you go? Wait, so what are you guys going with there?
No, but who said it? Can you tell me who said it?
Who said it? A woman, but I don't know how to say her name. I can just see from the picture. It's just a
Is
woman.
it a celebrity woman? Or just
So
some?
what?
Is it a celebrity? Yeah, I'm sure many celebrities sit on the letterbox leaving reviews that just say men.
Oh, she looks like. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not even gonna say. I just pick a movie. That's it. It's a woman, and she said this, and that's it.
I'm going with Men in Black.
Go Men in Black.
It's
I
got Men.
feel like I'm gonna go Men in Black as well. I'll go Men in Black. I feel like that could be a good shout.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both locked in Men in Black.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's 1917.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's 1917.
Okay,
That
it
doesn't
doesn't
surprise me actually.
Okay, so we're both on 0-0 still, after giving you many hints, but we move on from there. It's fine. You still have Soul, so you know, got patience on that. Anyway, we move on. So, I still don't know that. I'm sorry, I do not know these
I'm
names.
gonna read any of the names.
So,
Just say
I know
Blood.
names that I
One
can't read.
probably said Bob, but Kush just can't be asked to read the names out.
All right, let's just pick some random names. So Susie says is 1 star, and he or she, I don't know, says I took an edible and fell asleep during this movie. I woke up and thought I was in the movie, so I fell back to sleep, and I have no idea what this is about.
What? What? If she doesn't know what it is, then how are we supposed to know what it is?
Oh my. Oh crap. Sorry, Susie. I've let you down, Susie. I'm so sorry, Susie.
Her name isn't even Susie. I just made up a name just because why not?
She sounds like a Susie.
Oh,
This game was a bit messy. Actually, no. I'm going with Soul because I'm in doubt. So I'm going with Soul. You know, I'm going with Soul because if you fall asleep in the middle of the Soul, you're not going to understand the movie. So I'm going to go with Soul.
okay, fair enough then. All right, Matt, what do you say then?
Oh, I no clue, mate. Honestly,
No clue.
honestly, I feel like I might have to go
I
with
can read the
Paul and say,
I can read it again if you want to.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go
All
on.
right. So 1 star. I took an edible and fell asleep during this movie. I woke up and thought I was in this movie, so I fell back to sleep, and I have no idea what this is about.
God's sake, Susie, you're not giving me any clues here, Susie. Oh,
You know what? You know what? It could be Soul, but I feel like I might go with a curveball.
No.
I'm trying to think of what else it could be.
don't know.
So Paul, you're gonna lock
I
in
feel
Soul,
like
yeah?
Soul's too obvious.
Not yet. I'm not. I'm just trying to think as well.
You know what? Just because you guys haven't got a point yet, should I just tell you when this
Don't give us
movie?
any help. Don't give us any help.
Give us-
Okay.
Don't give us any help. I don't want help.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't want to.
Okay, we're not then, Paul. I can't give you help then. If he doesn't, then
PM me on Messenger. I want the clue.
No.
no, that is not enough. Right, I will have to take an answer here.
Here and now. I'm locking in Soul.
I think I might have an answer. I don't know if it's going to be right. I think
Okay,
I might. I don't think it's Soul, but I'm going to go with Inception. I think could be a. Could be.
Okay.
There are 2 movies I've got in my head. I think it's either Soul or Inception.
Okay. So, Paul, you went with Soul, and Matt, you went with Inception. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you that Matt,
No way.
you're correct. It
Oh,
was
yes.
Inception. It was Inception.
Oh,
Yes.
It
I'm
was.
so glad I can go with Soul.
It was Inception. Oh,
What else could be a movie that you wouldn't understand if you were high? I thought it could be Soul, but it's too obvious.
it does make sense, doesn't it?
It does make sense now. Now that I know, it does make sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was
Boy.
so hoping. I didn't know if you've seen the movie now, and I was like,
I was literally running through like a list in my head of like what else could be a movie that like you get high and then you forget what was going on and think you're in the movie. I literally had Soul, and the only other one I could think of was Inception. So I thought, okay, I'll go with Inception.
The Matrix would be up there though as well, because the Matrix.
Oh, the Matrix, yeah, that could have been one.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah.
Oh, thank God I went with that.
Yeah, there you go. 1-0 to Matt, and
yes,
that was a good one. That was a good one. I'm really happy, Matt.
Yeah,
that was definitely a good question. My God. Wow.
What a guess.
Anyway, we move on. Matt 1, Paul 0, and so the next one, 1-star review from Bad Taste, and this person says, my least favorite type of movies are the really stupid ones that pretend to be smart. What movie is it?
I feel like this could be Soul as well. I feel like someone could think like this is really stupid, but tries to be really smart. I think I'm just gonna lock it in. I'm just gonna say Soul.
I'm going with Soul as well. Locked in.
Soul on the last one. I'm gonna throw it in now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both saying Soul, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, you're both wrong. It's it was Us.
It was what?
Us.
It was Us. It was Us.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
To be fair, that is a complicated movie. You have to watch, like, it is a bit of a complicated movie, but you've both seen the movie.
I've heard of it.
It's really good. I do recommend watching it. It's pretty good as a movie, actually. But yeah. Still 1-0 to Matt. We move on. This person here, Ricky. Is there 1 star?
Ricky.
Is she a woman? Oh, anyway. So Ricky says, no more defending Quentin Tarrant. I can't even say his name now. Quentin Tarrant. I can't even say his name. I might that down.
Quentin Tarantino.
That's it. I couldn't say the name for some reason. Yeah, but no
I
more.
feel like this is going to be the most recent one he made.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, probably.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Are you both locking in that answer?
Either that or something like The Hateful Eight or something.
So what are you both going with?
Read the review again.
No more defending Quentin Tarantino.
I'm going to lock in. But it could be Pulp Fiction.
I don't know, because that's generally well received. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, but these are bad reviews of well received movies.
Good.
I feel like it's either Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Pulp Fiction.
What about Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah, it could be that. Do you know what? I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say Pulp Fiction.
Just because I don't risk losing this, I'm going with Pulp Fiction as well.
Okay. Are you both locking in that answer, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Loaded.
Collins, what are you doing?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
It was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, for sake.
No!
My gut is wrong.
If you see my reaction right now, oh my God.
To be fair, I think we had that one. We had that one. We just decided to go with the second option. And the second one was wrong.
You know what, Matt? At least
we actually knew that one.
Yeah, at least you knew. So, you know, I give props to you for that.
Well, it doesn't get us a point, but at least we knew it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyway, yeah, move on. Still 1-0 to Matt.
What review are we on now? How many? What are we on?
How many in?
We're on. I haven't actually numbered these, so I'm just there like, shit. Well,
it might not even be 15 in. It's probably got 25.
I think there's like 20. No, I'm joking. I promise you there is 15. But anyway, don't worry. We move on. This person, LGB. I don't even know what the name is, but anyway, this person says, I haven't watched it.
What?
Great.
What? I haven't
watched it.
And it review for McDonald's. I've never had McDonald's. Oh my God.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of that old restaurant, Google restaurant review that was popping up on Reddit years ago.
Yeah.
Review of a restaurant, and the review was, "I've never been."
I've never been, but
I didn't go. It reminds me of that.
oh,
Do you know what?
yeah. So without even watching the movie, this guy just gave it 1 star. So
I'm locking in Soul. I'm saying
I'm
Soul.
looking in Soul as well.
you're both locking in Soul. I think I should have found a bad review for it, but no, it's not Soul. It was Joker.
Joker. Okay, I would have that. So
reviews a bloody joke and all.
Oh my god, this person. I saw this and I was like, you know what? Let's just add that in. Why not? But yeah, that was Joker. Alright, still 1-0 to Matt. We move on. So, 1 star. This person says it was pretty good, but I think I'd be cool if they did a Ghostbuster style all-female remake called The Godmother or something. I think people would enjoy that more.
Godfather. It's
Yeah,
the Godfather.
it's gotta be Godfather.
You're both locking in Godfather.
The Godfather.
It's gotta be Godfather, surely.
It's Godfather.
Are you sure that's Godfather?
They literally said, "What if we do a female remake called The Godmother?"
Godfather.
The Godfather, mate. Oh,
There
what do
you
you like,
go.
Godfather
Yeah.
2 or something?
It was The Godfather, yes.
What do you be like, Godfather 2 or something like?
Oh, that's actually amazing.
Brilliant.
Oh my god. There you go. Now you both actually got.
Oh, you finally got one.
You got 1, Paul. Got it. It was just instant match. It's like, yeah, Godfather. Just yeah.
The minute you said Godmother, I knew what it was. I mean, it had to.
I think I said that really bold for you to just find out. If I said that fluent, I think. But anyway, we move on.
That's the one where you give us it. That's the one where you straight up give us the answer. Like when I did the one with Cars 2. It's when you just give us the answer.
Anyway, we move on to this. All right. So, Small Brain Sarah says, 1 star, by the way. She says, "Fuck this movie. It's really, really good. But the way I ugly cried at this shit was not okay."
Oh, do you know what? Soul. I don't know. So I'm just gonna say Soul. Soul made people cry. I'm just gonna keep saying Soul until it's Soul.
Say it again.
Right. Fuck this movie. I really, really. Wait. So I read that wrong. Actually, by the way, hold on. Fuck this movie. It's really, really good. But the way I ugly cried at this shit was not okay.
Surely that's got to be Soul. Surely.
Soul?
I'm going with Soul.
Soul?
I'm going with Soul.
You're wrong, guys. It was Coco.
Oh, it's just another Pixar film.
It was Coco.
Oh my god.
It's the wrong Pixar film.
Oh, I'm loving
You
life
sure
right
one
now.
of these is Soul? Okay.
Are you sure? You're sure?
Shrug my shoulder. Anyway, yeah, we move on.
Oh, God.
Right.
What number are you on, Kush?
We've got how many? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 left. 5 more left.
Yeah.
That was
Paul
10.
overtake me. I don't even know if I can overtake me at this point.
Right. So this one, something. Okay. Anyway, Antler Flax says, I gave it 1 star and says, I literally got death threats for liking this movie.
What?
Oh, no. I literally got death threats for disliking this movie. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I literally got death threats for not liking this movie.
That's pretty damn intense. That is. I mean, death.
I know.
Ooh, so it's got to be a movie that's got like a real like cult backing.
Yeah.
like Avengers.
It's like what's going on recently with the Avengers Endgame and Avatar stuff. I'm thinking it might be Endgame because if people are really,
No, we already had an Endgame in this list. He wouldn't do it. Well, he would, but
it might. Although it does seem a bit obvious. That's the only thing.
I really want to just go with Soul again. But I don't think it will.
Right, I'm gonna. When I was looking at this review, it was okay. When I was reading some of the reviews, there was something. I'm gonna be honest with this movie. Well, 1 star as well. So, but yeah, are you both going with Soul then? I'm guessing.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be Soul.
It seems
knowing you'll just
being
save
your
Soul
fate.
to the end. I feel like it's gonna have to be a Marvel film. I feel like it's going to be one of those Marvel films that's got like a real cult backing that people get like genuinely angry at. But I don't think it's Endgame. What? I guess it could be. It could be one. It could be Infinity War.
Mm,
It could be Black Panther. I think maybe.
yeah, that's
It could be one of those ones that's got like a real like cult backing behind it. Or like I guess it could be Ant-Man as well, but Ant-Man doesn't. Or Guardian's got that as well.
I had Joker at the back of my mind, but we've already had that in the list, so I don't know because.
Do you know what? Because he's already said an Avengers film, I'm gonna go with Black Panther.
I don't know.
What are you going with, Paul? Then
I agree with Black Panther actually, because the whole cult thing. Yeah, I'm locking in Black Panther.
So you're both going with Black Panther, yeah?
Yeah.
I can tell you that you're both correct.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It was Black Panther.
Yeah.
Nice. I told you it's gonna be one of those it's gonna be like a Marvel film, like a massive cult backing.
Let me just
so
say,
when you say you don't like it, people get like genuinely like pissed at you, like with Avatar. Earlier. But I thought it can't be an Avengers film.
And I have to admit, Black Panther is not my favourite film by any chance, so I sort of agree with him on that. But yeah.
I mean, you can see why the comment, that review. But that was.
So what we now 3-2, yeah.
Yeah, it's 3-2 to Matt. Paul.
Yeah.
Damn.
You could,
Great.
And Soul is still out there. Just I'm just it's still up there. But anyway,
I've got Soul lined up in the Arsenal. I feel like that's going to be last, though. I feel like you're going to say that's a lot.
Right. Anyway.
It's not even in there.
It's not even in there. He's just like.
Right. So we move on. I think this is by 11th, maybe. I don't know. I'll have a read it. But anyway, so this person, Dirk H, gives it a 1 star and says, "Definitive proof that clones have no soul."
The clones have no soul.
I'm thinking that's soul because he's kind of emphasised on the word soul there. So
I feel like when he says clones have no soul, he's referring to like a film that he thinks is a copy of another film. You know what? I'm just going to say Soul because I've got no idea. To be honest,
I was thinking Star Wars for a second then, but I don't know actually about that. No,
I'll read the review. I'll read it again. I'll read it again.
Put a Star Wars movie in it.
I'll read it again.
Yeah, go on.
Definitive proof that clones have no soul.
Yeah, I'm going with Soul actually. I'm going with Soul.
We're both going with Soul.
Yeah.
Are you saying Soul, Matt?
When in doubt, just say the movie you give us. I'm saying Soul.
Yeah.
You're both wrong, and it was The Lion King.
What the?
Hey, yeah, I should have seen that coming. It's the remake, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you said Matt, it was a copy of something.
I was going to say, now I see it. I should have backed my point. But...
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Jesus.
But yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's a copy of it. Yeah, I should have seen that.
Wow.
I should have backed my point.
Yeah. But yeah, we move on from that. Score is still 3-2, and we have 3 movies left.
Is one of them Soul?
Is one of them sold? That's the biggest question. And
Is Soul actually going to be in here?
Or are you lying? Tell me now.
Anyway, we move on.
You're
All
either
right.
saving it to the last one, or it was a complete lie, and it's not in here.
Okay. So we move on. Joe Brown 7 gives it 1 star and says this film is so unnecessarily long. Sorry. We get it. You're a dick.
Film is so unnecessarily long, just like this podcast. We get it. You're. This has got to be Soul, right?
I think this has got to be Soul because he was a.
Yeah, he was a dick throughout the movie, and then he kind of has the epiphany at the end. This has got to be Soul. Right?
Because also it was, as much as I like it, it was quite a long movie as well.
Is it Deadpool? I kind of feel like it could be Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Say it again.
in my mind, we get it. You're a dick, and unnecessarily long. I feel like it could be Deadpool.
Read it out.
Like that.
This film is so unnecessarily long. We get it. We get it. You're a dick.
I was thinking, because the guy in Avatar is a bit of a dick towards the beginning, isn't he? I don't know.
What did you say, Paul?
I was thinking Avatar for a second, but I don't think so anymore.
I'm gonna say Soul.
I'm going.
You're gonna say
Soul. It's got to be.
I'm going to say Soul.
Right. You're both wrong. It was The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Again, that makes a lot of sense.
It could. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, in hindsight, there's like 100 movies where the main character's a dick. It's like,
but
true.
That one was very long. Oh,
yeah.
I think that was like.
I'm disappointed.
I
2 movies left. One of them has to be Soul. Please.
One of them actually be Soul. Probably.
It's going to be the last movie, isn't it?
It is going to be the last one.
It's going to be the last one.
Right. Anyway, we move on. We move on. All right. 2 reviews left. It's 3-2 to Matt. Paul, will you bring this back? I hope so. Anyway,
maybe doubt it.
Right. We move on. So this person, Taiwan Wong Man, gives it 1 star and says, "Forget the movie. The dinner I had today was not nice. I was."
What?
When I was asked if I enjoyed it, wait. When I was asked if I enjoyed
reload it, restart.
Restart.
I'm gonna stay.
Right. It's 1 star. It says, "Forget this movie. The dinner I had today was not nice. When I was asked if I enjoyed it, I just sat there and nodded. I was ashamed of myself for not speaking up and admitting that I was disgusted in the meal, but I didn't. I'm sorry, everybody, for me being a weak failure. I should have said something."
Okay, that's got to be the most batshit insane review I've heard. So, I found the guy threatening the Grinch, but that's got to be the best review I've heard so far. There's genuinely nothing to go off of. Forget the movie. It's Soul. I'm just guessing Soul for every.
What are you both saying?
Do you know what? I'm going to make the description of this episode. 3 friends gather around to guess the answer is Soul.
Yes, that does it. Right. What are you both going?
I'm saying
this person is self-analyzing their life and how they're a failure, and that happens in Soul. I'm going with Soul.
Do it 2D.
You're both locked in Soul, yeah?
Yeah.
Guys, You found the movie.
Oh
God. You did it.
Damn!
You actually, you got.
Finally.
You found the movie, and it was there.
Oh,
I love this. This is
Just
amazing.
proves if you guess, you will get it right in the end.
do you know what? I'd like to make a formal announcement. First of all, thank you to the guy who submitted that review. If you'd like to come on this podcast, please come on and explain to us what was so bad about your dinner. Honestly,
You know
we'd
what?
love to hear it.
Casserole.
Why you felt the need to comment that under Soul?
I'm gonna reach out to this guy and find
He
it.
realised how sexist it was, and he was like, "Nah, fuck this. I hate this. Don't
Oh
have
my. Oh, this is
Eating Burger
amazing.
King.
Anyway, you found Soul, and the score is now 4-3 to
4-3.
Matt.
Yeah.
Paul.
Yes.
One review
The
left.
best we can do is tie.
That took an unnecessarily long time to get to the movie.
And I
But
want both of you to have big brains in this last one. Especially you, Paul. Big brains. Are you guys ready for the last one? You ready?
is it last one? Oh, go on.
Alright, are you guys ready?
Let's bring it on.
You guys ready? Right, so
We're ready.
this person- Oh. Alright, so this person, Aaliyah, rates it 1 star, and she says, for everyone that hyped this movie up during my 18 years of living, I hate you. This was so disappointed. Oh wait. Yeah, this was so disappointed.
Oh, so it's gonna be. Do you know what? Hear me out. So she says, "My 18 years of living." Says it's really hyped up, and that people have been talking about it for all 18 years she's been alive. So I'm gonna guess Soul. No, I'm being 18 year. I feel like it could be Star Wars, but like I don't know if Kush would put a Star Wars movie in there.
That's true.
That's where my mind goes to. It's like it's gonna be like a Star Wars movie, right? But
you know what? For this round, I want both of you to have separate answers. I want both of you to have separate answers.
both separate answers.
I want both of you to have.
I don't think Kush will put a Star Wars movie in here. One because
say it again, Kush.
Right. So 1 star. For everyone that hyped this movie up during my 18 years of living, I hate you. This was so disappointed.
Toy Story 4.
Oh, actually, that's a good shout. Toy Story.
Mm.
Toy Story would be a good
I
shout.
was thinking like perhaps Endgame or something like that, but that's not quite 18 years of living.
It's got to be a movie older than 18 years.
Yeah.
My mind can only go to Star Wars or Toy Story, to be honest.
Okay, is that what you've got? So one of you have. Who's gonna have Toy Story 4?
Toy Story 4.
Who said Toy Story? Did someone say Toy Story?
I said Toy Story.
Oh, Toy Story. Oh, okay.
I might go with Toy Story. I'm gonna back it. Toy Story.
You got Toy Story. Paul, what are you saying?
Well, I'm saying Toy Story as well.
You just, you know what,
mate? Go with something else, you shit house.
Hang on a second. I was when he thought of Toy Story.
You said Toy Story 4, and then I said, "Oh, Toy Story could be a shout."
He said Toy Story 1. So what would you say, Paul?
I really don't know about this.
Paul,
Maybe the Lion King, but I don't
like it.
But we've already had that. That's the problem.
Boys, I feel like you're gonna need to put an answer in soon because this podcast is gonna reach 2 hours.
We need an answer, Paul.
Give me 30 seconds.
No, come on, man.
I'm gonna have to give you 10 seconds, unfortunately.
You know what? No, I'll keep in Toy Story. Fuck you.
Paul, if you want to stick with Toy Story 4, because I'm pretty sure you said Toy Story 4, you could go with that.
Toy Story 4, fuck it, that's it. It's Toy Story 4.
Toy Story, alright. Well, It was not Toy Story, unfortunately. It was not. It wasn't even Toy Story at all. It was the Blair Witch Project.
The what?
Oh,
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
It was the Blair Witch Project. Yeah.
you know what that means?
Yeah.
Champion!
We have a winner.
Hand over your title, Kush.
Wait, what?
You forfeit it on the champ.
I've never lost it.
Well,
You forfeited it on the champ now.
Oh, God's sake.
I'm going to do a Piers Morgan on this.
You left.
See, I've done a Piers Morgan. I've left. I've
Do you
just.
know what all this shows? Do you know what this shows? It should be Paul doing the quiz mastering.
Yes, it should.
Clearly,
Be.
he can't win these.
Yes, it should be me doing that.
That would be the penultimate. That would be like.
Yeah,
nailed.
I'd like to thank my mum, my dad, India, Kush. I'd like to thank Paul for being crap at movies. I'd like to thank Inception.
I only got one less point than you.
I'd like to thank my gut for going with Inception and not Soul. I'd like to thank Soul. I'd like to thank the guy who didn't like his dinner.
That guy, he does it. He does it.
What a legend. We need him on the show. Let's get someone please find that man and get in contact with him so we can have him on the show and ask why his dinner was so shite.
I'll look for his account, and there you go. I mean,
Please find this man and get him on the podcast so we can ask him why his dinner was awful.
It's Burger. I'm putting my vote on Burger King. It has to be Burger King.
it was Burger King.
It's still Burger King. He's
We need to know what he had and why he was so bad. Someone please find this man and get in contact with him. Or this woman, whoever it was. If someone find him and get in contact with him, we need to know.
Oh, that's
The great
amazing.
mysteries of life. Well, I thank you for the victory, boys. And with that, I think we can wrap up the podcast with a nice little ending where I am the winner. Funny that,
yeah.
I make your lives hell and then I still come and win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Congrats, Matt.
Paul's the only one to not have any comeuppance yet. There's at least Kush. Well, I guess, Paul, you won one. You won the Christmas
I did
one.
win one, and I only got 1 point less than you, and you remember that.
Paul is a Christmas movie connoisseur.
Yeah.
Tell you what, episode 15, let's schedule it. I will read out the reviews, and you do the fucking fighting.
Let's just you name.
You like watching me fail, don't you?
We need a guest on to try your luck against the guy who hated his dinner. We can have him do the letterbox quiz.
You have him on.
He knows letterbox inside out.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, let's wrap this up, boys.
Let's wrap it up.
Thank you for listening to episode 10 and the previous 9 of the M.K.P podcast. We really appreciate it.
Guys. Really appreciate it, yes.
We really do. It's been a great first 10 episodes, and we can't wait to do some more.
I'm looking forward to a future.
Double digits.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube. You can also find us on Anchor, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Radio Public. And you can go follow us on Instagram and Facebook, both of which are linked in our link tree, which you should find in the description of this episode on wherever you're listening to.
Yes.
And so with that, the quizmaster himself, Mr. Kush.
Yes.
The Christmas movie connoisseur, Paul.
Hey.
And your winner, it's me, Matt. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next time in episode 11.
Goodbye.
See you later, guys.